Hey, what's up guys? So welcome to another video, and today I'm going to be talking about which time you should be increasing the budget on your ads on Facebook, right? So at what time should you increase it? In the morning, in the afternoon, at night? Does it make a big difference? So I'm going to tell you this based on my experience after testing hundreds, I don't know, maybe even thousands of campaigns, spending over $1 million on Facebook ads. And I'm gonna tell you that there are many things that you don't need to stress yourself about. There's many things that don't make a huge difference, because in the beginning I was like consuming all this information online, and in the end of the day, instead of giving me better results because of how much information I had, I was getting paralyzed, frustrated, because I thought that everything I was doing was wrong, because someone was saying it was the correct way to do it, another guy was telling me it was, the wrong way to do it. So I just got super frustrated. So basically, here's how it goes. I'm gonna first start with an example. Let's say that you're running one campaign, that you created one campaign today and you scheduled it at midnight, which is usually what I do. So you created one campaign and you're testing this specific product and you schedule it at 12 a.m., right, on the next day, so that it can start at midnight. Now the next day, let's say that you wake up at 7 a.m., you take a look at the stats and you have no sales of the product. Right, but then you take a look at the stats again at 11 a.m. and you have one sale on one specific ad set. Let's say that you launch this campaign with 10 ad sets at the $3 budgets, which is usually what I do per ad set. And then one of these $3 ad sets made a dollar that made you $40 in sales, right? So you spend, I don't know, at this point you haven't spent the $3 because it's only 11 a.m. Maybe you spent, I don't know, $1.5 and you made $40 back. So should you increase the budget right now, or should you wait till the afternoon or at night or for tomorrow? What I do is I just increase it immediately. So if I got a sale at 11 a.m. and the ad set has spent, I don't know, $1.5 out of 3, the total daily budget, I'm still gonna increase the budget, from 3 to 10. Or if, I don't know, for some reason I have a feeling that the ad set is very good, the campaign is really good, like the costs are very low, I might probably go from 3 to 15. I don't find a big difference, from increasing from $3 to 10 or 3 to 15. It's not gonna affect the performance of the ad set in any way, in my experience, right? That difference of budget, it's not gonna make a big difference. What matters is that you just increase the budget. Don't be afraid to increase the budget if the ad set is profitable, if you have good costs, and if it's making you money. So if you made one sale at 11 a.m., and you just spend maybe half of the budget, don't be afraid to increase it from 3 to 10 or from 3 to 20, right? If the product is good, it's gonna keep selling. Many people don't increase the budget because they feel that it's gonna stop selling if they do so. But I'm gonna tell you, if you increase the budget on the ad set and the product stops selling, the product was just not meant to scale, because all the products that I've had that have made me real money, they all keep selling when you increase the budget. Okay, so you have to be very picky about that. Okay, now let's say that you got, so you go do your thing, and then at 1 p.m. you check the stats again, and 2 more ad sets out of those 10 made sales as well. So what are you gonna do? You're gonna go ahead and increase the budget as soon as that happens, right? It's 1 p.m. so don't worry about it. You can still increase the budget. You can increase to 10, 15, or even 20, right? Sometimes like the amount of, I increase it to an amount based on the gut feeling that I have. So sometimes I have a feeling that the product is extremely good. So I just increase it a little bit more, because I have like that feeling like, whoa, this is really good. I'm just gonna increase it a little bit more to see what happens. In the end of the day, I think that you have to test everything. You have to test increasing it to 10, increasing it to 20, maybe increasing it even from 3 to 50. See what happens, right? Just don't be afraid to do that. Only by doing and by messing things up, you're gonna learn, okay? So by that time, you increase the budget on 3 ad sets, right? The one that made a sale at 11 a.m. and the 2 ad sets that made a sale at 1 p.m. So now you have 3 ad sets with the budget increased. The other ones are still at 3, right? Because they haven't made any sales. You have to kind of like tell the ad sets, okay? This is how I imagine it. It's really, I don't know, maybe I feel like dumb doing this, but this is how I do it. It's like if I'm speaking to the ad set. So I'm like, look, ad set, if you want me to increase your budget, you have to prove yourself that you're good enough in order for me to do so, right? If you cannot prove yourself by giving me a sale, I'm not gonna increase your budget. I'm not giving you food, or I'm not pleasing you, right? Whatever it is, right? That's how I see it. Now, maybe the first ad set that made a sale at 11 a.m. got another sale at, I don't know, 3 p.m. or something. In that case, I'm still gonna increase the budget. Let's say that I increased from 3 to 15 and I got another sale for that same ad set at 3 p.m. Maybe I'm just gonna increase at that time from 15 to 35 because I wanted to, right? Or from 15 to 30. It's not gonna make a big difference, like I told you. The fact is that you increase the budget because you got another sale. So basically that's how I do it. I increase the budget consistently as soon as I get sales, as long as it's not extremely late at night, okay? So if it's 1 p.m., 2 p.m., 3 p.m., 4 p.m., 5 p.m., I think they're still not an issue. If you increase the budget and you don't increase it like from 3 to 500, right, you can still do it in the morning or in the afternoon, right? Right, so like if it's not too late. But if you tell me like, hey man, is it a good move to increase the budget, you know, from $3 to $500 per day in the same ad set, and it's 8 p.m., I'm gonna tell you that's a horrible move, right? Why? Because when you increase the budget on an ad set, Facebook, and it's an automatic bidding, Facebook's main objective is to spend the whole budget, right? So if it's 8 p.m. and you have a $3 budget and you increase it to 500 and it's 8 p.m., right? Facebook is gonna say, whoa, I only have 4 hours to spend $497. So it's gonna try to spend it as fast as possible in those 4 hours. And guess what? You're gonna get horrible results because Facebook is just gonna focus on spending that budget and they're not gonna focus on giving you good conversions at a good price. So in that case, I think it's a very bad move to increase the budget so drastically late at night. Because when that happens, Facebook is gonna be, okay, I have all this budget I need to spend in just 3 or 4 or 5 hours. Okay, I'm gonna try to do my best to spend that money, but I'm gonna compromise his results because I need to spend this money, right? That's why it's not a good move to make drastic changes on your daily budgets very late at night, because Facebook will be forced to spend that money and will compromise your results. But if you tell me, hey, I'm gonna increase the budget from 3 to 10, 3 to 15, and it's 6 p.m. or 7 p.m., it's not gonna be something that will affect you very much, because like from 3 to 15, there's only gonna be a $12 difference. So yes, Facebook will try to spend it, but we're not talking about a ton of money. So basically, bottom line is like the best times to increase the budget, in my opinion, are in the morning, right? Before 12 p.m. But if you increase it at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 p.m., you will still get good results as long as you don't make super drastic changes to the ad budget. Because like I told you, if you make those crazy changes, like increasing from 100 to 1,000 and it's like 8 p.m., then Facebook will feel forced to spend that because that's their main goal. They want to spend your money as fast as possible. Well, not as fast as possible, but they just want to make sure they spend the whole budget throughout the day, right? So hopefully that makes sense. I don't feel like some people say like, if you get a sale today, wait till tomorrow to make another sale and increase it, wait 2 more days to increase it. Just increase it right away, right? You get a sale right now, increase it right now. If you get another sale in 2 hours, increase it. Don't be afraid. Do it, because only by increasing you will make more money. Okay, so that's basically how I do it. I guess I just found that to work for me, and then I realized that all these rules of waiting, you know, increasing the budget and waiting for the ad set to re-optimize and doing all this, you know, following all this theory was just holding me back from scaling aggressively. So that's something other people say, that for instance, you increase the budget from 3 to 20. Now you have to let it re-optimize and then wait like 24 hours to increase the budget again for it to re-optimize, re-optimize, and re-optimize. I don't have time to let the ad sets re-optimize. I need to freaking scale. That's how I think. So I'm gonna go from 10 to 20. Let's say I increase the budget from 10 to 20 and I got a sale 30 minutes after that. Who cares if it's not re-optimized? Go ahead and increase it from 20 to 40, right? And in 2 hours you got another sale, go for it, 40 to 100, right? You'll reach a point, you want to reach a point where you're spending the maximum amount of money and you have the best return investment. When you reach a point where you're spending a lot of money and you start to lose your return and you're actually like your results going down, you stop increasing. Okay, that's basically my answer for when to increase the budget of the ad sets. Hopefully it's clear. Like I told you, a ton of people are going to tell you different theories, different rules. I'm a person that doesn't follow a lot of rules of thumbs. My main rule is test everything, see what works for you, stick to it, and then find variations. Be open to testing new ideas. If another guy tells me, look man, this is how you should do it, I'm not going to say he's wrong. I'm just going to test it and see how it reacts for me. If my strategy works for me, I'm going to keep doing it. That's how you should approach Facebook ads, because it's a huge world. There's no one way of doing things, and I think the best answer for me is, for you, is to test it, right? And you have to go through the fear of scaling, because if not, you will never scale, right? That's another thing. Like, scaling is very mental. It's a very mental game. As long as you have a product that's giving you a good return and making you good money, don't be afraid to increase the budget. Sometimes I've been doing like crazy stuff, like, you know, I get a $3 ad set that has a great return, great cost per click, great engagement. I just like, you know what, I'm gonna test something. I duplicate it and put a $1,000 budget. I didn't even scale gradually. I just tested and it worked, right? Goes against all the rules in the world, but it worked. That's it for this one, guys. If you enjoyed it, smash that subscribe button, subscribe to my channel, leave a comment, and I will see you in the next one.